Hey everyone, welcome to the Hey Hannah podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Maya Fields, but to my friends and those who know me well, I'm just Maya. I'm a higher education administrator, a mother, and a wife of 14 amazing years. But above all, I'm a Christ follower. This podcast is a special platform created to honor the memory of my beloved daughter, Hannah. It's here that I have the chance to have the conversations that I never got to have with her, to share the wisdom and love I wish I could have passed on. It's a reminder to cherish the precious moments we're given and a testament to the power of healing, hope, and personal growth. If you're someone who's seeking personal growth, inspiration, and practical advice to build a solid foundation for a successful and fulfilling life, this is the place for you. Join me as we honor Hannah's memory together. Laugh, cry, and learn. Get ready for a podcast that is so much more than you could ever imagine. The Hey Hannah podcast, healing hearts, one conversation at a time. Hey, friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Hey Hannah podcast, the spot where we keep it real about faith, parenting, and all the beautiful chaos that comes with being someone's mom, dad, or both. I'm Dr. Maya, and if you've ever found yourself whisper shouting in the produce aisle, I said get over here now, while trying to count to 3 like it's a magical spell, this episode is for you. So, let's just really jump into things. The countdown isn't counting anymore. Let's be honest. How many of us have said 1, 2, and then either A, had no idea what comes next because you didn't plan that far, or B, counted all the way to 11 and still nothing happened? Tantrums, defiance, flat out no. It's not just you. You're not a bad parent. You just got a small human with a big personality, big emotions, and no frontal lobe development to speak of. So, we're going to jump into some tools, not threats, some strategies that you can actually use and work through with your child. So, the first thing I'll say, and we talked about this before when we did our episode on no drama discipline, reconnect before you redirect. Instead of barking orders from across the room, get low, make eye contact, and use a calm voice. It sounds counterintuitive, but connection calms the nervous system. And let's be real, it calms you too. So, what this looks like in real life is maybe saying, hey, buddy, I see you're having a hard time putting your toys away. Want to race me to see who can clean up faster? This might work a little better than I said clean up or I'm throwing all of the toys away. So you see the difference here. It's kind of one of those tools we can keep in our back pocket when we feel like we are losing our cool. The second thing I'll say is validate the feelings, but still hold that boundary. So you're mad. I get that, but hitting is still not okay. You're not raising a robot. You're raising a person who needs to learn how to feel, not just what to do. So it's absolutely fine to validate those feelings. The next thing I'll say is give choices, but make sure that these choices are actually real choices. So, not do you want to brush your teeth or not? That's not a real choice. But maybe we can try, would you like to brush your teeth with a red toothpaste or the blue one? And you'd be surprised how helpful it is with giving those choices, and it kind of redirects to now I get to pick something. So we kind of avoid that tantrum for just a bit. The fourth thing is time ins instead of time outs. So sit with them, breathe with them, talk about what happened when they're calm. The goal is self regulation, not just compliance. We also want to make sure that the message or the lesson that we're attempting to get across is learned. Not saying that this is going to be a one and done because you sit down with them when they're calm. Absolutely not. But this is what we're aiming for. So that's why I want to encourage you to sit with your child, breathe with them, and talk about what happened when you're both are calm so you can try to figure out some solutions. The fifth one, this is a big one. We all work through this. I'm sure at some point you don't want to be a yeller. How many people can say, like, I don't want to be a yeller. I want to stop yelling, but I don't know what else to do. You can raise your hand. I can't see you, though we're in virtual podcast land, but you can raise your hand. And I'm sure there's a community of people raising their hands with you. But a way you can avoid that is by preparing for the moment you want to yell. So you know it's coming up. You know there's going to be a time that you want to yell, but just go ahead and prepare for that and kind of give yourself some tools in your parenting toolkit or your back pocket, whatever you want to say. But give yourself some tools so you can pull those out should you come to a situation where you feel like the next thing I'm about to do is actually yell. So sometimes it's not the kid, the reason you're yelling. Sometimes it's us. We can get tired and overstimulated. And sometimes we just don't have the words. So maybe you can incorporate a scripted pause and you can say something like, I need to take a minute so I don't yell. I'll be back in just a second. It teaches your child, like you're modeling what regulation looks like in real time. And check, check, check. You're getting the break that you need so you can kind of calm down, take some deep breaths, and come back and approach the situation. So, when we're talking about managing behavior and dealing with children, there's all different types of parenting styles. And I want to just break down a few of them. So, there's authoritarian, which is because I said so. We've all heard that one before. There's more of a permissive approach, which is do whatever you want, just don't cry. There's an uninvolved parenting style, which is, what day is it? I don't even remember what we're doing today. And there's the authoritative parenting style, which is I love you enough to have limits and talk through them with you. Spoiler alert, the last one is our goal. So that's what we're aiming for. But real talk, most of us slide between all of them depending on sleep, snacks, and stress, whatever is going on in our life. And that's absolutely understandable. And if you're leaning more heavily towards one than the other, and that's not where you want to be, give yourself some grace and we can make sure that we're packing up those tools so we can get to where we want to be with our parenting style consistently. So the end goal is raising humans, not just controlling behavior. So what's the point of all this? We're doing all this talking. What are we aiming for? We don't just want obedient kids. While that sounds great, we definitely want obedient kids, but that's not all we want. We want healthy relationships with them. So we want to be their safe place, not just their rule enforcer. So you have to kind of find that balance. Your child is not just learning to behave. They're learning to trust, express, grow, and know themselves through their relationship with you. So I want you to use that as kind of the lens that you see yourself parenting through because this is what we are aiming for. So as always, I have some resources for you. I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. I talked before about the book no Drama Discipline by Dr. Siegel and Dr. Bryson. Great tools I recommend. Another book by them is The Whole Brain Child. And then the third book is How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk. Now, I guess I'll throw in another listen. So listen, these books are not going to, you read them and they will solve all your problems. Or you may read them and feel like everything's not in here or everything in here is not for me. Understandable. Everything in the books may not be for you, but there's going to be some things in the book that will help you get to your end goal of being the parent that you want to be. So that's why I recommend these resources. Take the tools that you need, use those, and the ones that aren't the best fit for you, you can look over those. What is it? Eat the meat and spit out the bone. So hopefully you take that perspective with these books and find some resources that are helpful for you. If you are into social media and you want to pick up your tips from there, Instagram has at Big Little Feelings because toddlers are tiny emotional tornadoes. So you can follow that Instagram page and they have a lot of good information as well as Dr. Becky at Good Insight. So solid advice on parenting. And again, you'll find some good things that'll be helpful for you. You may find some tips that you don't really want to incorporate. That's fine too. But the main thing is you're there for the good ones. So some mantras that I would recommend you go ahead and stick on your refrigerator so they can just help kind of be your little encouragement as you're aiming to be the parent that you want to be. My child isn't giving me a hard time, having a hard time. This is a good one to stick up somewhere as a constant reminder. Another one is connection before correction. I've mentioned this in a few episodes. We had a parenting expert on. who mentioned the same thing. That's a good one to stick on the fridge. Connection before correction. And the last one is regulate, then educate. Because again, while we do regulate and kind of control and redirect in these situations, we ultimately want our child to learn the lesson. So don't forget that then educate portion. So, my final thought is as we kind of wrap things up, parents need growth plans too. I say this with love. Your job is not to be perfect. It is to be present and intentional. You won't always get it right. None of us always get it right. But when you show up, learn, adjust, and love your kid through the mess, you're doing it right. We didn't get an instruction manual, but y'all, we got podcasts, prayer, Pinterest, and each other. And next week, we're diving into parenting teens. So, yes, go ahead and start your prayers now. If you found today's episode helpful or at least laugh through the tears, relatable, share it with a friend who's ever tried to negotiate with a toddler in public. Make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us at Hey Hannah Podcast on all the things. Until next time, deep breaths, intentional steps, and remember, you got this. Take care. And that's it. I'm out of here. So much for joining us on this episode of the Hey Hannah podcast. We hope that you found inspiration, insight, and encouragement in our conversation today. If you enjoyed this episode and want to stay connected with us, be sure to like, subscribe, and review the Hey Hannah podcast. Your feedback helps us reach more people and spread our message of love and wisdom. You can also follow us on social media at Hey Hannah Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to stay updated on all the latest episodes, behind-the-scenes exclusives, and engaging content. And for those of you who prefer the visual experience, catch the video versions of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Just search Hey Hannah Podcast and hit that subscribe button to never miss an episode. For even more Hey Hannah goodness, visit our website at www.heyhannahpodcast.com. There you'll find updates, bonus content, and join a community that embraces you with open arms. Your continued support truly means the world to us. Together, let's spread love, share wisdom, and honor every precious moment. Because here at Hey Hannah, we believe that life is meant to be lived well. Remember, a new episode of the Hey Hannah podcast is released every Wednesday, so mark your calendars and be sure to tune in. Thank you again for being a part of Hannah's Hive. Until next time, take care. Entertainment. Entertainment.